So take the feet hip width, about hip width or a bit wider, feet parallel. So just settling down into your feet. Shift your weight into your heels, lift the toes up, and then drop your toes down one at a time. So just spreading super wide through the toes. Tuck the tailbone. Then just draw the shoulders up towards the ears, roll them back and down, palms face forwards. Then just close down the eyes. Take a long inhale through the nose, and then sigh it out through the mouth. Another one like that. Inhale through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Last one. Inhale through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. On an inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Interlace the hands, flip the palms up towards the ceiling. Take a big long stretch up towards the sky. And as you exhale, drop over to the left. Big stretch on the right side. As you inhale, sending breath into the right side body, so really feeling into that stretch. As you exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper, engaging through the core. As you inhale, come back through center. Exhale, take it over to the right side. Inhale, breathe into the left side. Exhale, deepen the stretch. Beautiful. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, release the arms down. And then just start to take them, swing them side to side, twisting your torso side to side. And you can take this into the feet if you'd like. You can either stay still or you can move around through the legs also. So just find a nice twist here through the torso, and then also releasing out any tension in the shoulders. So they're really good for all us desk workers here. Nice. Just taking a few more here. And then slowly start to slow down the arms. Come back through center in stillness. Take your feet together, big toes to touch. So let's come to the center of your mat. Tadasana, so with the heels slightly apart, the big toes touching. Inhale, take the arms up to the sky, gaze up. Reverse swan dive, bow forwards. As you exhale. And then on an inhale, walk your hands out towards the top of your mat. Walk the feet back slightly, find a downward facing dog. And you can pedal out through the feet. Good. Really grounding down through those hands. And then on an inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, roll over onto the knees. Drop your hips back onto the heels. Take the arms out. Let's take a child's pose here. You can take narrow-legged or wide-legged with the knees wide on the mat. Drop your forehead down onto the mat. As you inhale, breathing into all three sides of the chest. As you exhale, sinking deeper into the hips, into the heels. And just starting to set an intention for your practice this evening or this afternoon. Or the invitation is to work with the idea of transition. So the invitation with this theme is to move through the practice with a consciousness and awareness of the in-between moments between the poses. So going into and out of the different poses, making those moments just as important as the pose themselves. So taking our time, getting into poses, getting out of poses, really focusing on those transitions, including the vinyasa. So really focusing on those and making them just as important as the poses that we're holding. On your next inhale, start to lift your hips up, tuck the feet, press yourself back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, start to walk your hands back to your feet. Feet can be hip width. Take a forward fold, ragdoll. Grab a hold of the elbows. Head hangs heavy. Take a sway side to side. Maybe taking a nod or shake of the head. Good. Exhale, come back through center and stillness. Inhale, find space. Lift the chest. Exhale, bow forwards. Inhale, ground down into the heels. Roll yourself all the way up to standing with the head and shoulders coming up last. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Bow forwards as you exhale. Inhale, take a halfway lift, find space. Exhale, walk your hands out to a high plank. And then bend the knees, lower them down onto the mat. Bend the elbows, lower the chest and chin. Inhale, roll back, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuning into that intention. So really checking in with the body at each moment of the transition. On your next inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet. Tiptoe your feet all the way up to the hands at the top of the mat. Find that forward fold again. Inhale, create space. Halfway rise. Bow forwards, exhale. Inhale, ground down into the heels. Sweep the arms up to the sky. Gaze up. Beautiful. Bow forwards, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back through high plank. Exhale, lower the knees. Bend the elbows, lower chest and chin. Inhale, roll back, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Ground down through the heels, press into the hands, turn the triceps inwards, draw the tailbone up to the sky. Take 5 long rounds of breath here. Bending the knees as much as you need to. Maybe starting to engage that ujjayi, victorious breath, pranayama, audible inhales and exhales through the nose with a slight constriction of the throat. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, gaze forward. Step, hop or float to the top of the mat. Forward fold with the feet together. Inhale, Utkatasana chair pose. Drop the hips, bend the knees, sweep the arms up parallel to the ears. Or take the arms in prayer in front of heart center. Good. Squeeze the knees together. Squeeze the glutes. See if you can sink 1 inch deeper, simultaneously lifting up through the chest. Breathing here. Good. 2 more breaths here. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. Exhale, bow forwards. Plant the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back through high plank. And Vinyasa, you can continue with modified or full. Tilt yourself forwards. Bend the elbows to 90 degrees, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Breathing here. Inhale, sweep the right leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Keep the hips level. On an inhale, rise up onto the ball of the left foot. Exhale, ground through the heel. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. Square off the right hip. Sweep that right leg forwards. Land it between the hands. Lower the left heel. Sweep the arms up. Rise up. Warrior 1. Good. So really focusing on those transitions. Right knee is drawing to the outer edge of the mat. Turning this left foot in. Hips are squaring off towards the front of the mat. Ribs are knitted in. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Good. Steady point of focus. Your drishti, your gazing point. See if you can sink 1 inch deeper into that right leg. Exhale, bow forwards. Plant the hands. Step the right foot back, high plank. Move through a vinyasa. Taking your time. Feeling through the whole of the movement. We'll meet back, downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath here. Good, everyone. Let's take it over on the other side. Inhale, sweep the left heel up to the sky. Keep the hips level, 3-legged dog. Inhale, rise up onto the ball of the right foot. Exhale, ground the heel. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Sweep the left leg forwards, land the foot between the hands, lower the right heel. Sweep the arms up with control, with balance. Warrior 1, left side. Good. Finding stability, finding steadiness. Gazing forwards. Long, steady breaths. Exhale, bow forwards, plant the hands, step the left foot back, move through a vinyasa. One long breath, one movement, and we'll meet back in downward facing dog. When you're ready. Coming back to the breath. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, gaze forward, step, hop or float to the top of the mat. Forward fold, bring the toes together. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend the knees, drop the hips, lift the arms. Parallel or hands in prayer in front of heart center. Tuck the bum. Squeeze the knees, squeeze the bum. Holding here, breathing here. Beautiful. Sink 1 inch deeper into your hips. Good. Exhale, bow forwards, release. Draw the head down. You can straighten, alternately straighten and bend the legs. And then come back to center. Inhale, find space, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back through high plank. Move through a vinyasa, full or modified. Broadening the collarbones in upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right heel up to the sky. 3-legged dog again. Exhale, sweep the right leg forwards, land between the hands. Lower the left heel, rise up, warrior 1. Seeing if you can just notice something different each time as you come into these poses. Maybe the grounding of the feet, the stance of the leg, the turn of the hips, where your shoulders are, how this feels in the body. Settling into it. Allow yourself to stay here without any expectation of where we're going next. Exhale, bow forwards, plant the hands. Step back through high plank. Move through a vinyasa. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Left side, inhale, sweep the left heel up to the sky. 3-legged dog. Exhale, sweep the leg forwards, land the foot between the hands, lower the right heel, sweep the arms up, rise up, warrior 1, left side. Noticing anything different on this side. Both sides are different. Drawing that left knee towards the outer edge of the mat, tucking the bum, drawing the ribs inwards, squeezing the belly. Gazing forwards. Good. Exhale, bow forwards, plant the hands, step back through high plank, vinyasa. We'll take 10 rounds of breath as you find downward facing dog. Good, everyone. Lengthening and smoothing out through the breath. Coming back to the breath, settling back down. Two more rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, sweep the right heel up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweep it forwards. Land the foot between the hands. Come up onto the ball of the left foot. Ground into the right foot. Rise up, crescent lunge. So almost the same, except we're on the ball of that back foot. So really pressing into the back foot, so you're almost straightening through that back foot as if you're trying to press out through the heel, tucking the tailbone so you're not rounding through the spine. Good. Sinking a little bit further into that right leg. Inhale, grow long through the hands. Exhale, bring the palms together in prayer, down in front of heart center. Inhale, tilt forwards, find a diagonal. Exhale, twist towards the right, engaging through the core, and then hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Pressing out through that left heel to stabilize. Good. Gazing over that right shoulder. You got it. Good. Breathing here. Two more breaths. Pressing that prayer towards the center of the chest. As you exhale, turning back towards center, start to ground through the left heel. Open up the arms, warrior two, right side. Beautiful. Nice, Chris. Draw the arms in opposite directions. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, flip the palms up to the sky. Exhale, just turn the palms back downwards, maintaining that opening through the chest and shoulders. Gazing over that towards that right hand. Inhale, tilt towards the right. Flip the right palm. Sweep the right arm up to the sky. Drop the left hand to the left thigh or shin. Using that right arm to find a beautiful long line through the right side body. Using the core to stay lifted and engaged. Sink a little further back down into that right leg. Find the lunge again. Good. Gazing up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Two more breaths here. See if you can find some ease in the strength. Exhale, draw yourself back through center. Windmill the arms, place the hands, step the right foot back through high plank, move through a vinyasa. Full or modified. Take your time. Long, slow breath. We'll meet back downward facing dog for 5 rounds of breath. Beautiful focus, everyone. On your next inhale, sweep the left leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, sweep it forwards, land it between the hands. Rise up onto the ball of the right foot, press into the left, crescent lunge, left side. Good. Strong legs, press back into that right leg. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears, tuck the bum. Inhale, grow long through the hands towards the ceiling. Exhale, palms together in front of heart center. Inhale, tilt forwards. Exhale, twist to the right, engage through the core first, then hook the elbow on the outside of the knee. Press into the knee, press the hands towards center, twist your gaze towards the left side, towards the left shoulder, towards the ceiling. Good. Press back into that right heel, find the balance. Good, everyone. Breathing here. coming back in if you fall out, it's all good. Exhale, come back through center, twist back, lower the right heel, open up the arms, warrior two, left side. Good. Left knee is drawing towards the left side. Let's do that shoulder exercise again. So open up through the shoulders, roll the palms towards the ceiling, and then just flip just the hands back. Beautiful opening through the chest and shoulders. Inhale, tilt towards the left. Flip the left palm, sweep the left arm up, drop the right hand to the thigh or shin. Gaze towards the ceiling, pulling yourself towards the right with that left hand. Breathing into the left side body. Good. Sink 1 inch deeper into that left leg. Nice, everyone. Where is your breath? Inhale, use the left arm to draw yourself back up through center. Place the hands, step the left foot back through high plank, and move through a vinyasa. Take your time. We'll meet back in downward facing dog for 10 rounds of breath this time. So really using your breath to settle the heart rate, settle the energy, using downward facing dog as a rest, reset before moving on to the next segment. Let's do 3 more rounds of breath here. Awesome. On your next inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet. Wave the body forwards into a high plank, side plank. So press the right hand directly under your face. Bring the toes together. Roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. Press into the right hand. Sweep the left arm up. Maybe you gaze towards that left hand. Options to modify. Step the left foot forward or drop the right knee down to the mat. Remembering to breathe. Beautiful. Looks great, everyone. 2 more breaths here. Exhale, gaze back down to the mat. Place the left hand, replace the right. Take the feet wide again. Restabilize in your plank. Place the left hand in the center. Bring the feet together. Roll onto the outer edge of the left foot. Press into the left hand. Sweep the right arm up. Side plank, right side. Same options available. Amazing, guys. Super strong. Finding that steadying breath again. Two more breaths here. Exhale, gaze back down. Place the right hand, place the left hand back, and press yourself back downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, gaze forward, step, hop or float to the top of the mat, forward fold. And just reset here for a moment. You can take the feet hip width apart. Just allowing yourself to hang super heavy over the hips, allowing the head to hang ground, long, heavy down towards the ground. Allow the head to hang super heavy. Inhale, ground into the heels, roll yourself up to standing 1 vertebrae at a time. Shoulders and head coming up last. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. And then bring the feet together if they're not already. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale, draw your right knee up towards your chest. Grab a hold of it with the hands. Just take a nice stretch here, flexing out through that foot. It's really drawing it up towards your chest. Opening up through the hip space there. And then you can hold onto a wall if you'd like for balance. Start to let go of the leg, start to bend the left leg, start to wrap the right leg around like you're crossing your legs. And then you can either just stay with a single wrap if you want to drop further and double wrap. So coming into these eagle legs, just finding the legs first. Stabilize through the left foot, and then just square off through the hips with your hands. And you can either just stay like this, or if you want to go for eagle arms, take the arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, cross the right arm under the left. And single or double wrap through the arms. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears. Lift the elbows up towards the sky. Sink into the hips. Amazing, guys. Breathing here. Looks so good. Great for opening up through the shoulders. On an inhale, start to unravel everything. Draw the right knee up, the arms up, and then open up this right knee out to the side. Grab a hold of the foot, place it either on the thigh or on the shin, not on the knee. Tree pose, Vrikshasana. And then your choice, as always, hands to hips, prayer, or branches up towards the sky, finding the balance. Maybe staying here, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can play around with closing down the eyes. Depends on what kind of day you had, if you want to go for extra, or you want to just play with the balance. Find a stable point of focus, and just bring your awareness to the breath as you find balance and steadiness here. Beautiful, everyone. Slowly start to release this right leg down to the mat. And you can just pedal out through the feet a little bit before bringing the toes back together. And we'll take it over on the other side. Shift the weight to the right leg. Draw the left knee up to the chest. Interlace your hands around. Flex the foot. Draw it up towards your chest. Micro bend in the right leg if you'd like. Holding onto a wall if you'd like. And then start to release that left leg. Start to bend the right knee more. Cross the left leg over. Stabilize. Single or double wrap. So if you want to try and go for doubles, sink a little bit further will help find that cross. And square off the hips. Eagle arms. Take the arms up to the sky. This time cross the left arm under. Single or double wrap. Shoulders away from the ears. Elbows up. Ground down into the right leg. Good. Find that breath again. Find a stable point of focus. On your next inhale, start to unravel. Take the arms up, left knee up, and then open the left knee out to the side. Place it on the thigh or shin. Take the arms again, and just noticing if you go for a default, you can take the arms somewhere different than you did on the other side. Try and draw this left leg backwards, simultaneously pressing forwards with the hips. You get that really nice opening through the hips. And then finding that balance, that steadiness, a place where you can stay for a few rounds of breath. Good. Exhale, slowly release that left leg back down. Maybe pedaling out through the feet. Releasing out through the legs before coming back to Tadasana at the top of the mat. And then inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, gaze up. Bow forwards as you exhale. Place the hands down on the mat. Heel toe the feet so they're about a little bit wider than hip width apart, almost mat width apart. Turn them out at a 45-degree angle. Place the hands directly under your head and then start to bend the knees, start to lower your hips. Coming down, finding Malasana, option of coming down onto a block. Elbows come on the insides of the knees, hands come together in prayer, lift up through the chest. Finding the alignment first, and then maybe you can find a sway side to side, opening up into the hips. Good, everyone. Staying with movement, or you can come to stillness for the last few breaths here. Just noticing what's alive in the body here. Just tuning into those sensations, maybe closing down the eyes. Exhale, place the hands down. Start to lift your hips back up. Heel toe the feet back together. Inhale, halfway lift, create space. Exhale, plant the hands, step back through high plank, and move through a vinyasa. Full or modified, your choice. We'll meet back in downward facing dog for 5 rounds of breath. Always the option of coming down to child's pose whenever you need for a little deeper reset than downward facing dog. And moving from here to seated, so we're really going to focus on that transition here. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet, and we're just going to do a walking version. So tiptoe your feet all the way up towards your hands. And then ground down through the feet. Bend your knees. And just roll down onto your bum. Bring your shins straight parallel to the ground. Good. Engaging through the lower belly. Lifting up through the chest. Rolling the shoulders back. Navasana, boat pose. Balancing on the sit bones. Good, everyone. And then we're gonna lower, using the lower belly for a count of 10. 9, 8, 7, 6. Remembering to breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Arrive fully down on the mat. Just let's take a long inhale through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Noticing how it feels to arrive here on your back, on your mat. Inhale, draw your knees, not into your chest, bend up the knees and place your feet down on the mat, drawing your heels in towards your bum. Placing your hands, palms down by your hips. Neck is straight and long. Feet are about hip width apart. On an inhale, tuck your tailbone, ground down into the heels. Lift your hips about 50% up towards the ceiling. Just lifting them a little bit. Warming up. And then just with this movement, noticing if you need to readjust your feet in the width, in the length. Anything you need to readjust to have a more comfortable stance. Exhale, lower back down. Good. Inhale, tuck the tailbone again. Press the hips up this time. Come about to 80%. Again, noticing if you need to adjust anything. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, ground into the heels, this time pressing all the way up into bridge, finding a full bridge pose, drawing the knees in the direction of one another, so keeping the thighs parallel. Maybe tucking the shoulders up underneath and interlacing the hands beneath your lower back. So deep bridge pose if you want to go here. Also, the lower ones are also an option. Maybe you want to close down the eyes here. Lengthening out through the breath. So really using the breath here to find a sense of opening in this back bend. On your next exhale, untuck the shoulders, release the hands, roll yourself back down. Take the feet mat width apart, knock the knees together, and just holding here in stillness. Inhale, place the feet back in front of the hips. Place the hands by the hips. And we'll go another round of bridge. Ground down into the heels. Inhale, press your hips up towards the sky. Tuck the shoulders under, interlace the hands. And just notice any shifts, any changes as we move through this progression, going into moving slowly into bridge pose and then going deeper. Breathing here. Exhale, untuck the shoulders, release the hands, lower the back and bum all the way down. Take the feet wide, knock the knees together. Hold in stillness. Bring the feet back in front of the hips, place the palms, and you can go one more round, either a lower bridge or back into a full bridge, or if you want to go into a wheel, sweeping the arms up above your head, placing them by your shoulders, but shoulder width apart so you have enough leverage. Draw the elbows together, ground down into the heels, press into the hands, lift up onto the crown of the head, and then maybe lifting up. Make sure to keep the knees drawing into one another. Good, Annette. You can take your feet slightly wider. Draw your elbows together, Chris. Really keeping these together. Yeah, coming out whenever you need. Whenever you come out, take the feet wide, knock the knees together, and then you can windshield wipe the knees side to side. Releasing out through the lower back. Good, everyone. Beautiful back bend work. And then slowly finding stillness, draw the knees into the chest, wrap your hands around them, and then we're just going to rock and roll forwards and backwards on the mat. Massaging out through the back. Just a few here, and then whenever you're ready, coming up, crossing the ankles, rolling over, placing the hands, step back through high plank, and your choice, you can move through a vinyasa or straight back to downward facing dog. Your practice, your choice. Whatever you're feeling for at this moment in your day, in your practice. Good. Yeah, taking your time, everyone. Once you find downward facing dog, inhale, sweep the right heel up to the sky, open the hip, bend the knee, square off through the shoulder, so keeping the torso super stable. Ground down through that left heel. And then you can start to draw circles with this right knee, keeping everything else still. So only take the circle bigger if you can keep the rest of the body stable. Smaller circle with stability. Exhale, square off the hips. Sweep the right knee forwards, land it behind the right wrist, pigeon pose. Extend the right shin. Extend the left leg back. Flex that right foot. Tucking this right leg in if you need. If you're feeling tightness, you can bring a block under that right hip. Coming up onto the fingertips. Draw the chest forwards. And then exhale, starting to walk yourself out in front of you, coming down either onto the forearms, or coming completely down towards your mat. And then allow the head to hang heavy and the neck to relax. Deep breaths here. Close down the eyes. Seeing if on an inhale you can find a little bit more length and sinking a little bit more deeper on the exhale. More deeper. On your next inhale, start to lift up through the head and chest. Walk yourself back towards your legs. Place the hands in front of the right shin. Tuck the right foot. Press yourself back. Downward facing dog. And just ground down through both heels. Balance out through the two sides. Notice the difference between the two sides. Inhale, take the left heel up to the sky. Open the hip, bend the knee. Square the hips, square the shoulders, ground down through the right heel. And then start to draw those circles, stabilizing through the rest of the body. Good. Remembering to breathe. Exhale, square off the hip. Sweep the left leg forwards, place it behind the left knee. Open out the shin, draw the right leg back, untuck the foot. Place this left leg as you need to be comfortable. And then pressing up onto the fingertips, draw the chest forwards. Exhale, rolling forwards. Forearms or all the way down. Allow the head to hang heavy. Or you can stay up in your pigeon as well. Whatever is more comfortable. Close down the eyes. Deep belly breaths. Lengthening on the inhale, grounding, deepening on the exhale. On your next inhale, walk yourself back to your leg. And then just roll over onto this left hip, swing the right leg around, take both legs out in front of you. So again, you can come up onto a block to help tilt yourself forwards, flexing up through the feet. So on an inhale, engage through the legs, lift up through the heels. So draw your toes back towards your torso. So you're lifting your heels 1 inch off the ground, and then just lower them down. See if you can keep that sense of engagement through the legs. Inhale, take the arms up to the sky. As you exhale, start to hinge from the hip, drawing the chest forward so we're not leading from the head. And then you can just start to drop your arms down, maybe walking them out. So make sure we're not rounding through the spine, only going to where you can keep the spine straight. And then wherever you land, just placing your hands on the mat, on the thighs or shins, on the feet. And then you can allow the head to relax. Keeping the legs engaged. Good, everyone. Breathing here. The breath will help the muscles to relax further into the stretch. Finding the same as we did in pigeon. So on your next inhale, finding a little bit of length, a little bit of space. And on the exhale, sinking a little bit deeper, maybe lengthening a little bit further. Good. Beautiful, everyone. On your next inhale, roll yourself back up to seated. Roll the shoulders back. Grow long through the crown of the head. Place your hands by your hips. And then just noticing where your knees are. Place your feet where your knees were, keeping them about hip width apart. And then place your hands with the fingertips facing towards your bum, about 1 hand's width behind you. Placing the hands about shoulder width apart. So just take a moment to find your positioning. And then inhale, ground down into the heels, press into the hands and feet. Lift your hips up towards the sky, reverse tabletop. So really pressing into the hands, knees are drawing in towards one another. squeezing your bum to lift your hips up towards the sky. Good, everyone. And you can allow the head to hang back a little so you relax out through the neck. Breathing here. Exhale slowly, bringing your bum back down. Release the hands, take the legs long, and then you can just roll back onto your back. So coming back down onto your mat. Once your back hits the mat, take the legs up towards the sky. So flexing your feet up towards the sky, and your legs can be bent or straightening up towards the sky, whatever feels comfortable. You can place a block under your bum also to help lift up towards the sky. So legs to the sky. You can place your hands by your hips to help support. You can come up against an actual wall if you want. And then close down the eyes. Lengthen through the breath. You can stay here, or if you want to move towards a shoulder stand, tucking your elbows really close into the chest and start to swing these legs back behind you, grabbing onto the lower back, pointing the feet up towards the sky, squeezing through the bum, keeping the neck nice and long. Beautiful. Yes, good. Amazing, everyone. Again, option of staying in shoulder stand. Or if you want to go into plow, start to drop your legs back behind you, keeping the hands on the lower back. Remembering to lengthen through the breath, keep the breath nice and steady. If your legs don't quite meet the ground, keep your hands on your lower back. If you touch the ground behind you, you can release your hands down to the mat. Make sure you're not moving the neck at all. Again, long breaths. Starting to bend the knees, drawing them down by your ears for Deaf Man's pose. Good. And whenever you're ready, slowly starting to roll yourself back down onto the mat with control, using your hands, using your core muscles, one vertebrae at a time, rolling all the way back down. Bum comes down, legs come down, tucking your hands underneath the top of your bum, and then pressing yourself up onto your elbows, finding fish pose, coming up onto the crown of the head, opening up through the throat. Good. So really breathing into that sense of opening here, pointing out through the feet, big stretch through the front body. Exhale, slowly untuck the head, release the hands, release the elbows. And then just take your hips over to the right side. Draw your right knee into the chest. Wrap your hands around it, and then you can just tuck that right foot behind your left knee and use your left hand to roll your right leg over to the left. Right arm comes out long to the side, or cactus arm, head rolls over to the right. Close down the eyes. Big side stretch through the right side body. On your next inhale, roll back to center. Take the hips back to center, extend the right leg long. Take the hips over to the left, draw the left knee into the chest. And then hook the left foot behind the right knee, roll the left leg over to the right, left arm comes out long, head rolls over to the left. Close down the eyes. Relax through the face. Relax through the hands and feet. Inhale, roll back to center. And then extending both legs, setting up for Shavasana, our final resting pose, grabbing anything you need, turning down the lights, grabbing cushions, blankets, sweaters, socks, getting super cozy. I'll give you a moment to get set up in your space. Finding a sense of release through all parts of the body. Feeling completely supported by the ground, by your mat. And I'll be here to guide you out. Enjoy this time for yourself on your mat. Start to deepen the inhales and exhales, breathing all the way into the tips of the fingers and toes, starting to bring some movement back into the hands and feet, taking the head side to side, finding some movement through the face, drawing your knees into your chest, wrapping your arms around them, hugging them into your chest, giving yourself a squeeze. And then rolling yourself over onto the right side or whichever side's available, creating a little pillow for your head with your arm. Just taking a moment to check back in with how you're feeling, checking in with the mind, the body, and the heart. Either staying down on your mat or slowly making your way up to a comfortable seated position. Keeping the eyes closed down or closing them down as you find your seat, allowing the hands to settle on the knees in the lap or one on top of the other at the heart space. And we'll seal our practice with one round of breath. Long inhale through the nose. Release through the mouth. Blinking open the eyes, come back into your space. Thank you for practicing with me this evening.